Right, Joan. So we're just going to go over the four chords we did and then just a couple of ways to kind of play them and just go round and round with them. So as I was saying to you, the biggest thing that takes the most practice is going from one chord to the next. So it's all about just going, taking, let's say, the four chords that we did and play them one after the other, right? So you might just take two of them, go back and forth between those, then another two, back and forth, any combination at all. So first one we did was E minor. So a couple of things again, right? We've got your middle finger, second finger on the second fret of the D string, first finger, second fret on the A string. So always get your fingers as close to the fret as you can without, that's too much, obviously, that's on the fret. So just barely behind it. Very tip of your finger, so that last inch or so of your finger should be roughly perpendicular to the fretboard. Okay? And kind of a nice curve up and out, and make sure that you've got space in here as well for the E string to come out. So there's E minor. So then from there, we'll go to a G. So middle finger comes out of the way, then you can scooch this one all the way up to the top now that you have room. Middle finger is on the third string on the sixth string. Sorry, third fret on the sixth string. And then third finger, third fret on the first string. So keep it in mind, this is the first string, this is the sixth. Okay. And then we've got A minor. Now, most of them, these first two here, they use the sixth string. Most of the basic chords don't. Okay, so A minor, for example, then, what you've got is first finger, first fret, second string. And then these two kind of go in as a pair. Third finger on the third string, second finger on the fourth string, both on the second fret. And preferably, if you can, now if this messes up the rest of the chord, don't worry about it for now. Get the thumb touching the sixth. You don't want to hold it down, wrap it around and hold it down and get a note. You just want to mute it, right? But for now, if you want to just kind of start from the fifth string, that's fine. Okay. And then finally, we've got D. So D is a bit tricky because what you have to do is, first of all, just turn your hand this way so your palm is kind of more facing the body of the instrument. So that way, these two can go right next to each other. So first finger, second fret on the third string. Second finger, second fret on the first string. So they shouldn't be kind of like this, right? You should ideally both be able to get both of them up onto the right up to the fret. Now, third finger is going in between the two of them. Now, this is one of those examples where you really do need to get that third finger straight up, okay? And let's say this is happening. So you've got it dead straight, right? But still, you've got that, right? So you'll probably find that a bit. You see the way there's a few millimeters of space between my third finger and the G string. So if I just lift it up, put it back down a little bit closer, still not touching. So, going from 3 millimeters away to 1 millimeter away. So it's that picky, okay? So if you just get it up, get it very close to the G string and thereby out of the way of the E string. But if this is all you're getting, that's fine. That'll still serve the function of a D chord anyway. So there's the four chords. A couple of other little details when it comes to tuning. You've got E, A, D, G, B, and E. So Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie is about the easiest way I can think of to remember it. Okay? So that's only when you need to tune it anyway. So it should hold its tune reasonably well anyway after the lesson. So that's pretty much it. So now, rhythm-wise, okay, I don't want to get too bogged down in that. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Just do it in 4. So down on the ones you're counting, and then you can hit it on the way up basically as much whenever you want. And obviously, we'll go into more detail on that later. So, but for now, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, rhythm for now is going to be a bit difficult because it's taken, obviously it has to take a little bit of time to get from one chord to the next, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just take whatever time you need to change it. But what I would say is try and change the chord before you need it, not when you need it. So if you're doing it in 4s, change it on the 4th beat so you're ready on the next one, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a little bit of air between the chords is no big deal. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2. So you don't notice it as much as you'd think. Obviously, I'm exaggerating it there a bit, but still. So that's number 1. Chord after chord after chord, over and over and over again. And it does take a while, to get to the point where you don't really need to think about it too much. The chords just happen, but you do get there. It's just a case of a lot of repetition. Then other than that, just a couple of little tricks just to keep things interesting. A pull off. So instead of, you pick the string and drag your finger off it for the next note. So you only need to pick it once for 2 notes. Hammer-ons. So trick there. Open string, give yourself a good bit of clearance and come right down on the string. The harder and snappier, the better. Okay, then slides. So, simple enough. The only trick there is to keep the pressure on the string as you drag it up. Okay, so and just use those to kind of just mess about with it and just get a little bit playful with it. It's important as well to just sort of do random things and see what happens. Just to kind of get familiar with the instrument. So that should be plenty to be getting on with. And so make sure you give me a list of songs as well. 3, 5, however many you can think of. The more the better. Really, just gives me more options. And I'll see you next week. Talk to you then.